this is Sandra at Spirit of Avalon. So today I'm going to do a VR to Simon's premiere that he did at the weekend, top 10 Oracle decks of all time. So I've sorted through my Oracle decks. I knew roughly the ones that I'd be choosing, so we're going to have a look at each one, starting from 10 and ending with 1. So some of these might be a surprise, possibly. We'll see, but I think this video might be quite long because I'm going to show a few cards from each deck. So let's get started. So in number 10 position we have the Secret Woods by Kelly Patton. This is a red feather deck, I believe, and it's not a huge deck. There's only about 36 cards in this. It does come with a book, but it's like stories. And I mean, look at these. I mean, they are gilded. Probably some of the gilding's coming off now because I've used them. So we've got Sorcerer, An Outsider's Solution, Wanderer, The Spirit Needs Movement. I mean, look, and I love the backs too. The backs are like this. So I love these because there's like stories in the book for each of these like scenes and characters, and it's just different and it's cute. And you know me and cute decks. I love this. I love this deck. So it is a really nice one. So, and does get quite a bit of use. Gardener, look at that. So nice. And this deck, I did write down all the dates actually. This is from 2021, this deck. So yeah, really lovely. So nice. And I don't know, I probably should have looked before doing this, but I don't know which of these decks are still in print. The ones that are out of print, I think I do know and can tell you, but I'm not sure if this one is still in print or not. So that is the Secret Woods. It says guides and inspirational messages, but I've counted it as an Oracle deck. Next, and this is probably the first Oracle deck I ever bought. I'm pretty certain it's Crystal Skull message cards, and I've had it for years and years and years. It's 39 cards with guidebook. This is out of print. The year for this one is 2007. So it does come with a book. Just no pictures or anything. And you know, this wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea. These are the backs, very cool, pink with a skull. Some of the cards are lengthways, some are not. So we've got Observatory. I just, you know, like when you have a deck and you could never think of kind of getting rid of it. All the decks, in fact I'm not sure if they're all landscape. No, they're not. Didn't think they were. Transformation. When you have a deck that you've had for like so long, I love this one, Tree of Knowledge. And every time when I've looked through decks and thought about letting certain decks go, I could never let this one go. It's just something about it, the skulls, the like photography. And like I say, it's from 2007. I have seen it on eBay, but it tends to go for quite a lot of money now. But I do really like it. Violet Flame. Look at that, it's so cool. Yeah, it's just one. It's funny, isn't it? Out of all the decks, sometimes there's one that just, there's no way you could let it go, and it reads well. You know, you pick the card and it's like spot on. I tend to do it as a one card pull with this deck, but you could do more, but it does tend to work well as a one card pull, either just to like put on your altar or sacred space, or if you were doing a tarot reading you could pull one of these as well. And you've got like element, sea, fire, pie, obelisk, and this one is star. So not a huge deck. Again, it's 36 cards, or was it 39? I don't remember now. 39, not 36. That was the last one. Cut the void. Yeah, I just love it. And actually the card stock's pretty good for 2007 deck. There's the air card, and we've even got a nature 1, 2. So yeah, very cool deck. I love this one. You see I've got them all upside down in all different ways. And it's one I'd never think of letting go of. Just can't really. So yeah, that is the Crystal Skull message cards, and is in position number 9. Okay, so number 8. Now this is a different one, and I've had this for a long time as well. This is, let's move these a little bit. You see, this is the Transference Healing Animal Magic cards. Now I got this from a Mind Body Spirit Fair show that I went to in London a lot of years ago. Now this one is from 2005, so actually this is probably the first oracle type deck that I got, and then the Crystal Skull messages. So it comes with a huge book, because this is choosing a card and using it for like healing. If we read on the back, okay, or it might be better on the back of the box actually. It says this unique and beautifully produced deck of 56, so it's a good size, divination cards and information rich 320-page companion book represents the universal animal energies from many shamanistic traditions. It celebrates the wonder of Gaia's kingdom and brings you a wealth of sacred knowledge, insight and powerful healing energy from both our physical earth and the magical, mythical and elemental kingdoms existing within parallel dimensions to earth. Oh, I love it. And the cards feature inspiring original illustrations of the animals that truly capture their unique energies. Each card provides insight into the issues you may be experiencing on a particular day, as well as more universal lessons to be mastered. The information relates directly to understanding and facilitating transference shifts for light body integration and ascension. As you tune into the guides from the animal energies, you will begin to open up to further information from your own guides. As you begin to master their teaching through the process of divination, they will become your constant companions. They will guide and protect you on your spiritual journey and assist you to expand your awareness and develop a greater connection to your higher self, God, Goddess, and the multidimensional reality in which you live. So this one is, I believe, out of print. But again, I did used to see it on eBay, but yeah, you get a huge book with this, loads of information, really good. I mean, it's probably not technically your normal oracle deck, but I class it in with my oracle decks. So you've just got the picture and name of the animal, like the echidna. The only bugger is that it's got animal magic, transference, healing on the backs of the cards, which I'm not over keen on. But frog, bear, but it's really good for sitting with a card and like sitting with the energies of it to read the book. It is kind of, I suppose, book heavy, because you do need to read the book with this one, but you know, you can really kind of, I mean, like this one for instance, you could really meditate on the Sphinx and really go into that card, and in a kind of, in a meditation, but almost in like a shamanistic way. Frilled neck lizard. But you have to kind of be in the right frame of mind, I think, to use this. I mean, you could just, I suppose, just use it as an oracle deck and just pull one card and not use it in the way they say. But see, you've got like elemental kind of beings and that sylph and things as well. It's not just animals. We've got raven and owl. But this is another one that I've had it so long and I can't let go of it. See, and you've got dryad. See, these are the cards that I really love, and I can really get something from. You almost can go into this and meditate with this and maybe speak to this dryad in your meditation. I think, you know, that type of thing. Crane, elephant, spider. Ooh, I love this panther card. Look at that, so cool. Thunderbird, hummingbird. I love the turtle as well. And then you've got things like crystal fairy, scarab beetle, bee, love it, unicorn, you see. So yeah, so this is an older deck, celandine, and if I remember rightly, it wasn't cheap at the time when I bought it at the show, and then it just got worse when you looked at eBay for this. Centaur, gargoyle. So yeah, and like I say, it's 56 cards, so it's quite a decent size. The box is not the best because the cards don't really fit in there properly. They kind of slip around a bit because it's the bit that takes the cards is not really big enough for it. You see, you've got movement there, but I probably should really get a box, a bag for it. But that is number 8, Transference, Healing, Animal Magic by Alexis Cartwright. So number 7 is the Chronicles of Destiny fortune cards, and this is a 2014 deck, and it's like a book. That's what I love. So it's like a book. You've got like a ribbon to open it. It's kind of magnetic closure. So you've got this. You've got colour pictures in the book as well. But this again, I love it because it does it tell you how many cards there are? I always forget how many cards. Oh, 60. So again, a pretty good, a decent amount of cards, and they're tarot size. They're also gilded. Some of the gilding might be wearing off because of use, although I try not to be heavy on my cards. But these are another one where you can build a story with these cards, and I love like the images on them. It just speaks to me, this deck. These are the backs. Very cool backs, aren't they? The Dream Catcher, Sorrow, the Masquerade. Look at it. This is, you know, you can almost, again, these would be good actually for path working because you can just go into these cards. Dreams, the Call, and this was a mass market deck. Don't know if it's still available, Guardian of the Books, and if it's not, it might be available on somewhere like eBay. Accepting the Quest. See, the Adventure. So these are like different. Innocence, the Light Bearer. So not the same as your standard Oracle deck. Time Flies. The Enchanted Emporium. How cool is that? And look at the Elder. So good. I love this card. Whispering Hall. I love the way this guy is dressed in like this gothic 1700s or that type clothing, and the long hair. Don't you love a man with long hair? The Heroine. Got the Hero, of course. Distant Shores. The Lighthouse. Sinking Ship. Look at this one too, Shore of Trials. See, there's just something about this deck. It just speaks. Pegasus. And look at him, the Warlock. So cool. The Baroness. See, so I use this almost, you know, the Songbird for like story building. Like you can pull several cards, see what you've got, and make a story, you know, see what the cards are telling you, but kind of in story form. The Dragon, Downfall. So they're not all like Love and Light cards, definitely not. Forest Labyrinth, look at this. The Gatekeeper. I love this deck. So it's another one that I've had for quite a long time, 2014, and I could never part with this because I just love it. I love using it. I like that the images are quite dark. Polaris, Weaver of Words, Resolve. Look at this for Phoenix. Conflict, Victory. Anyway, we won't go through them all, otherwise I'll be sat here forever. So that is number 7 on my list of top 10 all-time decks. Right, number 6 is from 2018 and is the Healers of the Earth Oracle. Now this is an indie deck that was actually gifted to me, and I've loved it ever since I've had it. It's actually gifted to me by Simon. This is the book. So that's quite cool. And it came with this bag, and it came with this piece of rough fluorite and this goddess in it. Now I can't remember if Simon put those in or they were in it anyway, but I've always kept them with it. And so the cards are in this bag, and there's quite a lot of cards. I think it's 72 cards, something like that, in this deck, and they're really cool. This is, as I said, it's Healers of the Earth. It's an indie deck. It's most probably out of print, I would think. So Forest of Fire. So you've got the name of the card, and then you've got passion, aliveness, flashes of inspiration. But also on the back you've got personal, emotional. So you've got words on the backs of the cards as well. And I like the very kind of fayness and nature to this one, very earthy. Put a spell on you, charm, seduction, being won over. And on the back, spiritual hygiene. So yeah, this one I do love. It's such good cardstock as well, matte and really nice. Fungi funeral. You see, again, different to your normal words or titles of cards that you usually get, and it works so well for me because it's very nature inspired, and you know how I am with anything nature. Field of Dreams. And I also love sort of fae or fairy type decks too. Wounded Healer. The Karmic Scales. On the back of that one says empathy and relationships. So there's different ways you can work with this deck, and it does tell you in the guidebook. I tend to just go with this, but you can work with what's on the back as well. I love that. Look at that going off grid, that house on wheels, unplugging, disappearing for a while. Yeah, and sometimes we all need to do that. Radio Toxic. And look at this, like mermaid type, remnants of Atlantis. Oh, love it. I hope you guys can see these cards properly. Miracle. Spiritual alignment. And look at this one, processing energies. See, an adjustment period, settling of energies. Really good keywords on this one. Round and round. And I find them really helpful when you pull a card from this deck, or even if you did say a 3-card spread, can be useful as well with this deck. But again, you can pull 1 card, you could use it as a 1-card pull on a tarot reading, but it's so nice. I just love it. The intangible, look at that. Celestial encounter. Let there be light. See, and then you've got things like this, feng shui butterfly. So this is kind of more of a modern scene. So we do get some different pleasant distraction. Time to fly south. Without a care, love this. With the tree coming through into the house. So good. Oh, and this one is so cute, 1111. Dashing through the snow. Look at this, cherished pet. Meeting your twin. Moon magic. It's just amazing, this deck. It's so good. You know, it's funny, some of these decks like this one and the Chronicles of Destiny that I just showed you, I get all goose pimply with them. That's the kind of effect that they have. And I always see that as a good sign if you have some kind of reaction like that with a deck. It's good. It's just a matter of getting this into there, because it doesn't go in that easily because of the book, but it's just a matter of getting it right. So that is number 7. That is Healers of the Earth Oracle. No, that is number 6, sorry. Number 6 is Healers of the Earth Oracle. Now, number 5, everyone will know this deck. Angels and Ancestors, Kyle Gray. And ever since I first bought this deck, and this is the original copy that I bought, this one is from 2018 as well. It's just worked so well for me. really, really like spot on messages. Every time I've pulled with this, the messages are always spot on and exactly what I need. I normally do one card pull with this, or I'll use it when I've got a tarot reading as a like clarifier or something, but very often I'll pull one card and have it for the week on my altar with this. It's just so good. And this is a mass market Hay House deck by Kyle Gray. Love this hermit. And you know, cardstock's really good and matte. See, Stargazer, set your sights high. Medicine Mother, honour your inner knowing. Great teacher. That one is a little bit, looks a bit kind of like Jesus to me, but it's fine. Sage, Oracle, just really, really good. I was really surprised by this one when I first got it, because I just thought, oh, you know, is it going to be any good? It's angels and ancestors, but it's not angels in the Metatron and all of that type angels. So I do really like it for that. And we've got other things in here like Warrior, and we've got like these cards like Winter and Stag. Love this one, Hunter. He just reminds me of a Celtic person because of this blue they used to paint on themselves when they went into battle as well. Track down your fears and desires. Peacekeeper. This is Angel, Animal Guardian. So the guardians are like the angels, but air guardian. So it's not, I love this Lord card. It's not like your typical angel deck. So yeah, that is the Angels and Ancestors deck by Kyle Gray, and it's a Hay House deck that you can still purchase. So that is number 5. So number 4, let's just make sure. Right, so this is from 2017, and this is the Wisdom of Trees Oracle. Now, I love my tree decks, of course, and this one has quite a lot of cards, and they're quite small cards too. And the reason I love this, it obviously for the trees, but it's also this particular card. It's the only deck I've got that has got the Cedar of Lebanon in it, and this just reminds me of my dad, because there was a whole thing here when they built the big new Tesco's, and there was a Cedar of Lebanon tree there, and they were going to expand the site into a bigger Tesco than what was there before, and they were going to cut down this Cedar of Lebanon. My dad actually went in there and said to them, you can't cut that down, that's a Cedar of Lebanon, that's this many years old. And they wouldn't have it. I honestly thought he was going to like chain himself to the tree or something, but it was so sad when they did cut it down, and my dad wrote them a letter and he said, I will never shop in your store again. And he never did. He never did. And so this is like a special card, this Cedar of Lebanon. But we've also got hazel. I mean, I love it anyway for the trees. Horse chestnut, sugar maple. And we've got different borders for the different, they're almost like different suits. Coast redwood, yew. So now we've got this brownish colour border. Linden, Indian bean, hornbeam, look at this. But I love the artwork on this too, silver birch. And it's another one, European beech, hawthorn, love hawthorn, and look how it's in that pentagram, love it. Sweet orange, white mulberry, juniper is a lovely one. Like little spiders, don't they? Juniper berries, holly, ginkgo, eucalyptus, eastern cottonwood. So they're not like all British trees, they're from different places around the world. Elm, oak, love oak, Scots pine, lots of these where I grew up as well. Ash. So this deck is a lovely one to use if you're into trees and tree energy and working with tree energy and different trees. It's brilliant. And again, this one gives me goose pimples, but that's probably because of the Cedar of Lebanon card and the association with that and my dad. So again, another one that I could never let go of. It is mass market and probably still available. So that's the Wisdom of Trees Oracle. So that is number 4. Number 3 is a little deck, and might not be the prettiest deck, but I love it. It's the Nature Speak Oracle by Ted Andrews. This is out of print. It is from 2006. So this one I managed to get on eBay a while ago for a really good price, because they do sell for silly money now. So you have got like a little book, and they might not be the prettiest decks. If any of you have seen Ted Andrews decks, they tend to be in this sort of like a circular or oval shape in the middle, because there is a bird deck by him that I'd love to get as well, but all of his decks are out of print, so they're really hard to get for a decent price as well. But I love this, like Power in Prayer, Hidden Borderland, Hidden Realms Open, Desert, Resilience and Strength. These are the backs, nice backs, and they're only small cards. Awaken Your Magic, that's the Forest, love that one. Garden, Time for Nurturing. But they work so well, even they might not be the prettiest deck, but they work well. I mean, love this, look, Lake and Pond, Spirit is about. So I love the messages on the marshland, transition and change, meadow, growth and abundance, lovely. Mountain, spiritual quest, ocean, life, death and rebirth, prairie, move and adapt, river and stream, flowing and evolving. So see, swamp, facial fears, it's so good. That's why I'd love to get the other decks by Ted Andrews, even though I know they're not the prettiest, but they work. They're so good. I love this daffodil, Trust in Your Power. So that's the thing, sometimes we choose decks for the artwork and maybe those decks don't work as well for us, and then you get something like this which might not have wonderful artwork and all of that, but it works so well. Emotional protection. So iris, my dad always grew irises, always, wherever we lived. Maintain hope. So yeah, and there's a good amount of cards in here. I don't know if it says how many there are. 60. So it's a good amount of cards too, because now when you get oracle decks, they tend to only have 32 or 36 cards, and for me it's kind of not enough. I like to have at least 40 cards in a deck. I prefer, I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't buy something with only 36 or 32, because if I really liked it I would, but I prefer them to have more cards. So that is the Nature Speak Oracle in 3rd place by Ted Andrews. In 2nd place, and you might think that this is, sorry, I'm just hoping this is still filming because I think my internet has gone a bit funny. Okay, we're just going to carry on. So number 2 is Mists of Avalon Oracle, of course, and you might think that this is would have been number 1, but it isn't. Very close though. If I could have had 2 number 1s, then this would have been there with the other one. But this deck gets used quite a lot, and it's mass market. So we've got Keridwen, and you've got different words around the edges as well, like transformation and creativity, inspiration, rebirth. And it just reminds me of Glastonbury, the White Hart, Morgan Le Fay. So it's like amazing fairy. Look at this, the Chalice Well, and of course I have that on my arm. Love it. King Arthur. So this is like a perfect deck for me. I love it. I love using it. I connect to it immediately. Just such a big connection to this, and I do use it a lot, and really works for me. I think because of my connection and everything with Glastonbury, it just works. So good. Galahad. And the Tour, of course. Love this card. Taliesin. Bridget, who I now do work with a little bit, starting to because she made it quite clear that she wanted to. A Holy Thorn, Nimue, Guinevere, Lady of the Lake. So yeah, so this is my number 2 deck, which is the Mists of Avalon, and by Rose in Sarah, and is a mass market deck. So what's at number 1, you say? Or probably thinking, what's at number 1? Well, it's in this bag. So this is my flower, one of my flower fairy bags, which is the Laburnum Fairy. But it's actually, oops, just dropped one of the cards, it's fine, we'll pick it up later. It's actually the Voice of the Trees, it's called. This came in one of those old Llewellyn style boxes, the really flimsy, cardboardy, horrible things. So I haven't actually got that anymore. And this is from 2017, this deck. Comes with a really nice guidebook. Not in the style of Llewellyn guidebooks now where they're all colour and everything, but it's still really good. You've still got lots of information and black and white pictures. So, and I love this. It's not got many cards because it's based on the Ogham. So these are the backs. But I've had this for so long, this deck too, probably from 2017. So we've got Elder, and we've got the Ogham name for it, or the Celtic name for it, Ruiz, Elder, Consequence, Regret. So you've got the name at the top, and then you've got 2 keywords at the bottom, and I love the artwork in this. I've always loved this deck. So that's why I chose it as my number 1, because I've had this longer than the Mists of Avalon, and it's always been right up there for me. It's the artwork, and obviously the Ogham trees. I mean, look at this one, Grove, Oneness, Consciousness. I love this, absolutely. I don't know if this is still in print or not, but it's definitely, I'd say, one worth having if you're into trees, and particularly the Ogham trees, because the artwork is so good and you get a couple of nice words, and you've got both names, Apple and Quirt, here. And so we've got the Ogham also here in the picture, and it's fairly clear. Look at oak with that stag there as well. So good. Just love this. It feels really Celtic and pagan, this deck. I love this one, Older Oracle Teacher. Look at him. Gorse. Love it. Passion and strength, definitely. Silver, fir or elm, so you can have either. Look at this, like the old huts that they would live in. Broom or reed thatching. Vine. Look at this green man figure in there. So yeah, that is my number one, is Voice of the Trees, and it's by Mickey Mueller. As I said, I don't know if you can still get it. You might be able to if it is out of print on eBay, but those are my top 10 oracles of all time. I hope you all enjoyed seeing these, and it would be really great if you showed your top 10 oracle decks of all time. I'd love to see everyone else's too, but as I said, this is a VR to Simon at the Hermit's Cave, so yeah, I'm sure, you know, it would be really lovely to see other people join in with this. And yeah, I'm sure I will talk to you all soon. Bye for now.